Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest video in my blog series as I get ready to do it perfectly in Ecuador. You know, this is a battery-powered camera, so I'm looking forward to having shots in Ecuador from the mountains or other interesting places. That should be very interesting. Anyway, tonight I've brought with me a list so that I don't go so much, and so I keep things moving along. So that should help me cover more things in more efficiently used time, probably not less time. I seem to be able to fill the same amount of time no matter what I do. First thing I should address, where the heck are the photos? I know. I have an addiction to the computer. I have not been touristing like I should, and I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna work on that, really. Like, I'll start next week, which is what I said last week. But you really don't want to see photos of the metro or the office because it's not that exciting. Sorry. So there's no photos. Yeah. But about the metro system, I've realized that they are in a, I guess what I would call an anti-vicious cycle. When I got here I was like, how can you have trains going every 8 minutes? Well, it's because they're always full. One metro train I was on this week, well, a couple of them were like completely crowded, like people filling the train, like rubbing up against each other, couldn't fit another person, crowded. And when you have a metro system crowded like that, you can afford to run every 8 minutes. Now in Milwaukee, I think you got the vicious cycle, the bad cycle here. It doesn't run as often, so it's not as convenient, so people use it less, so it has to run less often and charge more, so it's less convenient and people use it less. And I don't know how to solve that. I don't know how to get on top of it, but wow, quite amazing the difference. Very interesting, I thought. I've just been pondering that. Okay, so I've come to the conclusion that no one's probably really watching these videos. And I realize it's summer, so you're busy traveling and having summer fun and doing the things you should do in the summer. This is really just practice for Ecuador anyway, but to see who's watching, I would like to offer this opportunity. Anyone who sees this can have me do something or say something on the next video, whatever they want. You know my limitations, you know what I'm not going to put on, you know, even if it's just, I mean, I'll include you in a count, like 3 people responded to me. You can have me say a tongue twister, you can have me try and dance, I don't know, whatever you want me to attempt, I'll try and do it. So that's my challenge for you, to see if anyone is actually watching this. WWDC, pretty excited about that, as any Mac user should be. That's tomorrow, so definitely going to catch the video when I get home from work, provided there's not chores or something else for me to do, but I want to see what Steve Jobs is going to be presenting, as do all of us Mac users, I think, almost all of us. You know, I'm not going to be able to use most of the features, and I might not see them for a long while, you know. I'm not returning to SNC in the fall, I'm going to Ecuador. Who knows what kind of Macs they use down there, or if they'll be anywhere near, well, I mean, Leopard won't come out to October, but, so, I'm not going to see the stuff for a while, but it's cool to see Steve Jobs speak. If you haven't seen the man speak, he's a good entertainer. I might be tempted to put David Pogue on top of him. I enjoy his presentations a little more, but Steve Jobs, traditionally the master showman, and quite the excitement for Macworld as we get ready to look at macOS 10.5 Leopard and whatever else Steve Jobs has in his bag of tricks. Should be quite a good show tomorrow. So, yeah, my sister and I, we were talking a lot today. That was fun. We got up to 2 hours and 53 minutes, and we were like, yeah, we're going to go for 3. We decided that at like 2:45, 2:40. Unfortunately, People PC Online had other plans. Darn People PC Online. You see, they like to disconnect you every once in a while for some unknown reason. And they decided that at that point in time, at 2 hours and 53 minutes rather, it would be a good time to disconnect my sister from the internet. So we didn't make it to 3 hours, but we still had a record-long conversation. I don't know if there's anyone else who's talked for that long, connected to a dial-up connection on Skype. That's pretty impressive. So basically, I'm just trying to convince her to go to St. Norbert. We talked about what it has to offer and scholarships, and she started getting into scholarship hunting with FastWeb and stuff. So, my sister's going to college. She recently took the SAT and the ACT, so anxious about that. You know, that's understandable. It's a test, for gosh sakes. But I'm sure she did just fine in those. I hope she didn't beat me too bad. I know she's smarter than me, even if the test winds up not showing that. Anyway, what else we got here on the list? Feeling better in programming. It was really quite a blitz to have all the new stuff thrown at me at once, but you know, I think I'm starting to understand things. Understanding what an easy language C# really is. Crazy, ridiculous amount of stuff that's taken care of for you when you do ASP.NET applications. So, you know, when the thinking is done, I can crank up the music and really get to coding and doing the stuff about programming I like, which is, you know, getting a finished product. And so I really, the old Francis is back. I guess when I started whistling and singing while raking the leaves this week, the old Francis was back. Prior to that, I guess I guess you'd call it culture shock. I'd just been adjusting, I guess. But feel like myself, I guess. And that's kind of a weird tie-in, but you know, the job plays a huge role in that because, you know, my job's going to be a part of me. I have a job whether I'm studying or not, and so if I know what I'm doing, I feel like myself. If I don't, I feel anxious, worried, and start falling apart, you know, a little bit inside. So, it's good to be having some fun, and the donut and bagel I had courtesy of the office was delicious on Friday. What else? What's next?